wait at the fifth round. Expectation weaves with quiet chains. The court sits in judgment. Applause is conditional, and mercy is rare. Only the immaculate are spared the sentence of disdain. One might assume that glory is the natural reward for a 3-division world champion. Yet for Shakur Stevenson, the weight of criticism has often eclipsed the shine of his achievements. Though he stands among the finest pocket fighters of the current era, praise is scarce, replaced by criticism of being dull, lacking power, and missing that elusive killer instinct. Or perhaps the true measure of his talent has simply awaited the right opponent, a perfect dance partner per se, to draw out the full extent of his skill set. Now that partner has arrived, William Zepeda, a ferocious Mexican-style brawler who knows only how to move forward. If ever a moment carried more weight, the time is now. Either Shakur backs his words up, or lay down and accept his fate. William Zepeda embodies the Mexican style of boxing, the relentless pressure fighter archetype. He overwhelms opponents with a high volume, swarming attack, constantly coming forward and throwing punches and bunches. Zepeda's style is predicated on breaking down opponents through sheer work rate, body shots, and an unyielding tempo. He is less concerned with defense, willing to take a shot, to give a shot, and thrives in inside exchanges.
Ranked number 1 across the board by all the
Shakur Stevenson is a fundamentally schooled, slick southpaw, known for his defensive wizardry, exceptional footwork, and pinpoint accuracy. He relies on distance control, sharp counters, and a high boxing IQ to neutralize opponents, rarely taking unnecessary risk. Stevenson's style is built around making opponents miss and then making them pay, often frustrating aggressive fighters with his elusiveness and ability to dictate the pacing of the fight.
23 victories, including 11 wins by knockout. Shakur.
When a swarmer and a technician square off, the fight often comes down to who can make better use of confined spaces. It's not a question of if, but when both fighters lock horns. And when they do, will Shakur be able to stay composed in the heat of the firefight and find his own openings?
What he wants against a defender like Stevenson, he's going to have to develop rhythm in these. Zepeda pushing Stevenson.
Zepeda wasted no time closing the distance, immediately working to take away as much space as possible to turn a bout into a fight. Unlike Shakur's past opponents, whose pacing often allowed him to take time to think and react in a pocket.
The pressure on, he got to be more effective when he does.
Zepeda aimed to smother that time by pressing a grueling pace. His approach was straightforward. Punches were in, playing his feet, and a low rapid fire, making it difficult for Shakur to create the space needed to find his offensive rhythm.
Slowing down output. Right now, he just got to breathe to have the conditioning. See, a guy can take your conditioning if he may round most. Zepeda is landing to the body.
He is.
When cutting off the ring, it was crucial to contain Shakur, keeping him away from the center of the ring. The goal was to push him back, trap him against the ropes, and limit him to only lateral movement. It was all about suffocation, making things as uncomfortable as possible and maintaining a high tempo.
Rounds with Tevin Farmer. I tell you what.
If Shakur couldn't keep up, he would inevitably fall behind.
He said he would, but we're going to see what kind.
He's determined to do it, and you see the right hand to the body right there.
Zepeda kept the punches in bunches, launching attacks to both body and head.
Zepeda a favor by backing into a corner, Antonio.
Shakur fought with his hands low. While his left his head exposed, his defense remained elusive and difficult to penetrate. Throwing combinations simply weren't enough to break through Shakur's slick guard. Zepeda's offensive success boiled down to two things: being able to mix up his punching patterns,
Can't sit there in the corner like that. And we mentioned it in the last.
and disrupting Shakur's defensive timing.
Stevenson can do something else other than just stand there flat.
Zepeda opened his combinations with jabs to the body, a tactic designed to free Shakur just long enough for the follow-up shot.
Advantage Zepeda.
Yes. And the big right hand. He didn't load up either. It was a jab. Oh!
since Shakur's defense relied on anticipation and proactive movement. Zepeda had to break his attack patterns to draw the wrong reactions, exposing Shakur to whatever punch will come next.
Stands there and keeps his hands still. This is his fight. This is not the kind of fight that Shakur Stevenson should have won.
When facing a pressure fighter as aggressive as Zepeda, finding the target isn't as difficult. Shakur knew Zepeda will always be right in front of him.
Punches Zepeda's landing to the body. You see that southpaw jab over and over.
For a pocket fighter like Shakur, space is about efficiency.
Advantage of Zepeda's non-stop aggression.
He only moved as much as necessary, just enough to draw Zepeda in. The key was timing, waiting for the exact moment Zepeda stepped into the pocket.
Got a championship hold, but now let's win this fight. Do the things that
For Shakur Stevenson.
we're only in the fourth round.
Shakur's subtle movement was complemented by his jab. In a southpaw versus southpaw matchup, the jab becomes especially dangerous since the lead hands aren't mirrored as they are against orthodox opponents. Zepeda's relentless pressure meant he was always coming forward. The antidote was in Shakur's straight shots, stepping back to catch Zepeda as he followed in.
Doing so again at this moment. And as you look at them from
Wash, rinse, repeat.
By Zepeda, and he could possibly see his championship slipping. That left hand slipping away.
well, there's a
It's not about matching punch for punch. It's about knowing when to open up. Zepeda was predictable and easy to read because he relied on combination punching. He first had to get into position. Shakur would strike before Zepeda could plant his feet on the inside and start letting his hands go.
classy counter punching going on.
This shot, you gotta keep in mind, Shakur's landing.
As an intelligent boxer, Shakur understood how much energy those combinations demanded, so he would wait for Zepeda to unload, then fire back.
And here comes Shakur. But yeah, 30 seconds.
Knowing Zepeda needed a moment to recover.
Of course, these are different judges. Not the same set of three people.
The start of the show was Shakur's defensive shell. Although Zepeda found some success in the early rounds, Shakur eventually figured out his timing and patterns. For such an intelligent boxer, this adaptation came easily for several reasons. Every punch from Zepeda was thrown at the same speed and with the same intensity. Aside from using a jab to set up his offense, the moment Zepeda opened up, Shakur knew the combinations were coming. There were no elaborate setups, feints, or changes in angles. Just a straightforward approach. Punch into range, set the feet, and fire away.
Best of both these guys. Moving, that's who he's landing those clean shots. 3-2, Shakur Stevenson.
Shakur's slick defensive shell completely nullified this offense. He displayed remarkable patience and control, even in the heat of exchanges, rolling or slipping only as much as necessary. It was a high-level display of reading and reacting, baiting Zepeda by exposing his head, then punishing him for taking a bait. By holding his ground instead of constantly moving, Shakur remained balanced, allowing him to twist and turn at will. This enabled him to fully rotate into his counters, consistently finding openings between Zepeda's punches.
I think it's an important round. I think Shakur Stevenson is making a
In the bar.
Being that Zepeda's entire game depended on his offense, his defense was as basic as it came. He fought with a high guard, but rarely used parries, blocks, or slips. His head stayed on the center line, making him an easy target to find. As long as Shakur could create a bit of space and line up his shots, those punches would land clean.
And they're landing at a high.
Shakur would fire straight down the middle, piercing Zepeda's guard, then finish his combinations by going around it.
Combination finished with the right hand.
I like to see him turn those knuckles over a little bit, but again,
There's a peculiar irony how easily talent can be overlooked by those whose perception is clouded. How the extraordinary is often mistaken for the ordinary when the eye cannot discern its true nature. Doubt, in such circumstances, is inevitable. Yet, it is in the face of doubt that we must compel belief, not through words, but through action. Answer every unspoken question, In what may be regarded as one of the most defining moments of Shakur's career, he demonstrated not only his technical mastery, but also the wisdom to remain composed within chaos. Standing firm in a pocket against a mauler, he revealed the subtle hierarchies that exist within the art of boxing, reminding us that there are indeed levels to this game. With the division now fully unnoticed, Shakur offered a quiet reminder to his critics. His capabilities had always been present, awaiting only the right challenge to reveal their depth. Sometimes, it is the presence of a worthy opponent that often draws forth the highest expression of one's art.
That Shakur Stevenson had
In that sequence. And right there, you just see him shot.
And that's what you look to see from Shakur Stevenson. Not one punch at a time, but 4 punch combos.